Hello, and welcome to The Gap. This is a space where we will be talking about the young man and the older woman finding each other and becoming romantically involved and perhaps forming a solid relationship and even marrying and having a life together. If you're interested in this topic, hit the subscribe button, share it with those who might be interested in such a topic, and come back each week where we can have a safe space to discuss this very interesting and burgeoning dynamic. It's happening. It's happening. This relationship between the young man and the older woman is happening. Whether people approve or not, it is burgeoning in popularity, in prevalence, and acceptance. For years, as we know, the older man and the younger woman have been the match. It's even considered traditional. It's considered as great as the same age relationship where the man and the woman are just the same age or a couple years apart. A man being 10, 15, 20, 25 years older than his mate is, quite normal. A couple people might blink their eyes a little hard twice at a 25-year age gap between an older man and a younger woman, but it's hardly ever more than a hard blink. But reverse that with the younger man and the older woman, suddenly it's weird and perverse and strange. And that's mainly because women have been deemed valueless after their youthful looks and childbearing years have become diminished. And suddenly, women are finding a newfound freedom in their midlife. They're becoming more confident, they're becoming more healthy, they're becoming more gymmed up, they're glowing and they're wearing younger clothes and they're being authentically themselves more than other generations, I would say, of midlife women. And young men are sitting up and taking notice that the older woman is vibrant and beautiful. It may be a different phase of beauty, but it is just as good or even better than a youthful beauty. Younger men are sitting up and they're taking notice and they're asking midlife women out. They're asking midlife women, can I be your number one? They're asking midlife women to marry them. And the age gap is getting wider. I've dated younger men, for a long time and married two younger men. Although the marriages didn't work out, well, it was nothing to do with age. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking I should have gone younger. Maybe the marriages would have worked out better. You never know. The thing about it is, women are now choosing themselves. And it's something that has been a long time in learning and a long time in coming, right? Women are finally choosing themselves. They've raised their children. They've worked hard. They've been through tons of heartache by the time they get into midlife. And it's time now to perhaps find a partner of their dreams. And what's been happening is that women have been being approached by younger men and they've been saying no. Well, they've been saying no. Why? Because one of the main reasons is that midlife women will say, but this guy is 2 years older than my son. This guy is 1 year younger than my daughter. How in the heck am I going to date somebody? What will my children say? Meanwhile, the children are grown. They have started their own lives. They perhaps are married, have started raising families of their own. They've moved to a different state or a different city or a different country. And you sit down, you midlife woman, and say, I can't do this. I can't shame my children. And your children might have something to say. Don't children always have something to say? Children always have something to say because they are concerned about their parents. They love their parents and they're concerned. But this does not mean that you should stop your life, right? Because in the end, it's about you and your decisions. If you hear that meow, that's my cat. One of my cats. You see, I'm not the C word with the R at the end. I'm actually a cat woman. Listen, I mostly speak to my midlife women of color like myself. My black midlife woman who has been working hard, gone through and through and through, and she still looks good. You look good. You do. And young men are sitting up and taking notice. And I'm not talking about just the gymmed up woman, you know, who looks 15 years younger than her age. I'm talking about the ripe, beautiful, glowing black midlife woman who has so much to share. She has so much wisdom and experience. And yes, she is sexy. She's sexy in a brand new way that midlife women alone can own. There's a sexiness to the midlife woman that you don't have when you are young. That's a different kind of sexy and a different kind of beauty, you know. The midlife woman has a very knowing, sensuous quality about herself. And young men notice that. There are videos around YouTube that discuss what the young man is fascinated with the older woman. There's quite a few of those that explains the phenomenon of the interest that the young man has for the older woman. But this channel is more about that. We know that already. This channel is about why aren't you acting on it? Why aren't you saying yes? This is about building up enough confidence in yourself to say yes. This channel is about including the women who are already having success with this kind of dynamic. Whether they exclusively date younger men because that's just what they prefer, or they just happened to be in the dating pool, and a younger man approached them and they gave them a chance, and now they're in a long-term relationship with that younger man. This channel is about that. This is about the success of a young man, older woman relationship, not about the downfalls of it, because we've been hearing about that for years. We've been hearing about that for years, how bad it is for society. Right. Which part of society is it bad for? Take a wild guess. Right? We'll just take a wild guess about that, who it's bad for. Right? We're going to concentrate on who it's good for, and it's good for us. And I talk to myself just as much as I'm talking to you, right? We have a lot to be confident and sure about. And we get more sure about ourselves every single day, right? At least we're working on it. And as we get more sure of ourselves, the more young men approach us, right? I hear women all the time talk about a young man is pursuing them, and they need to just buzz off. Because what are they going to tell their neighbors and their children when this young man starts coming around? Even though they're thinking about him, they're clearly thinking about him, but it's just not good enough to be thinking. You're lonely. You're tired of being alone. You're waiting and waiting for this midlife man to come around who has already been married for 2 years to his lovely and charming 25-year-old wife. And he's 50. Right? This is what you're up against. You want the midlife man, and he wants women half his age. Not all of them. And you might meet somebody who is midlife who you find attractive and he finds you attractive, and that's great. We're not talking about those women. Those women have found their midlife man. Fantastic. We're talking about the midlife woman who cannot find the midlife man, and the younger man is chasing them, and you keep saying no. Particularly to my sisters. My black sisters who don't want to even go there. Because we have to set an example. We just don't want to do it. Right? And there isn't a lot of examples of who we can look to encourage us and support us. So it would be nice if people shared right here the good things about dating a younger man, especially women of color. The good things about it. No matter how long it lasted, right? No matter how long it actually lasted. It may have lasted a few dates and you just had fun, but you weren't compatible enough. Forget age. And maybe there was just a deal breaker in there that you just didn't want to pursue that particular young man, or he didn't want to pursue you any further because there just wasn't enough fuel to keep it going, right? He may not even have been your type. He might be boring. You might be way too exciting for him. You might be too energetic for him, right? So you know, stop putting stops on yourself, limitations on yourself. And you might have gone out with a younger man, and now you're thinking, okay, I didn't like him, so I don't need to go out with any more. Why not? Why not when another one is asking you out? This one might be the ticket. Because you're already thinking about him. He might be your lucky charm. You never know. You never know. Right? This could be him. This could be the guy that you share the rest of your life with. Or it could be a relationship that lasts 2 years. Like a same age traditional relationship. You had a good time. It was long term. You spent 2 Christmases together, and he moved to a different city, or you moved to a different city, and it ended. We've got to start looking at these relationships as if they could be just a normal relationship. We need to remove the age dynamic out of it. And we need to set examples for each other, because there isn't a lot of examples out there. And as I said in a previous video, sometimes you can look at a black couple and not know that the woman is way older, because melanated skin just does not age as much as other cultures. So that lady could be 10 years older than her man, maybe 15 years, and maybe they look maybe a few years apart or not at all. So we don't know, we don't see. That's what this space is about. To exchange about what's really happening and who's really dating younger, right? Because there's more than we think out there. This dynamic is more common than we think, but people have been hiding it because women don't want people judging them. But the more of us who are doing it, is the more commonplace it will become, and the less judgment will take place. One of my favorite age gap relationships is Tina Turner and her man. I love me some Tina Turner. And her husband loves him some Tina Turner. 16 years apart. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. I used to think a 10-year age gap was more than enough. I mean, I would do it in a heartbeat. 10 years? But when you think about it, 10 years is in the same generation, right? And as I get older, I realize that's not such a big deal. 10 years is not such a big deal. And up to a few years ago, I said, no, there is no way I'm going to date anybody who is more than 10 years younger than me. And I was quite willing to go up to 10 years younger. Some women won't even go up to 5 years younger. I remember Vanessa Williams when she married Rick Fox. And they have this beautiful daughter together by the name of Sasha, I think her name is. Gorgeous girl. And she married him. And they managed to have a child together, right? And she was talking about in this article, she was fussing and saying, I don't know if I wanted to get married to him because he's 6 years younger. There is such an age gap. This is what, 20 years ago? And she was thinking 6 years, which is well within her generation. She was thinking that was a big deal. The marriage lasted as long as it did, as it lasted, just like any other same age or traditional relationship age. I think it lasted, 10 years or something like that. And she has a great relationship with all her baby daddies. She has a great relationship. Remember her first relationship. I can't remember his name, but that was a traditional age relationship. I think he was like 5 to 7 years older than her, which is just like the creme de la creme. You can't ask for anything better in today's society than a man who is like 5 to 7 years older than you as a woman. Oh, yes, that's perfect, right? And she was in that relationship, and that ended in divorce. And nobody would have said, oh, it's because he's 7 years older than her. But I bet you they would be quick to say, oh, she and Rick Fox, yeah, they divorced because Rick is 6 years younger than her. That couldn't last. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your noodle? People get programmed into thinking this way is right and this way is wrong, and never the twain shall meet. We have to develop some critical thinking skills here, right? We have to heighten our critical thinking skills and just stop accepting is what it is. That's how it goes, because somebody said so, and we don't know who the somebody is, right? But somebody said it, and that's it. So, yeah. So up to maybe 20 years ago, 6 years, a man being 6 years younger than you was a big deal. And it's still a big deal today. It's still a big deal today. But Tina Turner and her husband, how long have they been married? 16-year age difference. Now that's a nice little gap there. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's a different generation. Both of you learning from each other. Gen X and a millennial? Hello, that might be a match made in heaven, baby. How about a boomer and a Gen Xer? Ooh. That works. So I hear. So I hear. Tina Turner. We have to explore that. We have to explore the Tina Turner, and I think his name is Erwin Bach relationship. Then we can explore Ike and Tina. Traditional age relationship. A match made in hell. Not so good. That relationship wasn't so good, was it? Right? And then she gets together with this lovely man who is 16 years younger than her. No, you'll say, but that's Tina Turner. But seriously, what has Tina got that you haven't? I bet your legs are just as cute and pretty. My black women are gorgeous. And they sing in church. And they have beautiful voices too. Come on, my black, beautiful women. My black, beautiful midlife women. Think about it. The difference between you and Tina Turner is that she's in the news and you're not. You might be in the news, I don't know you, but you're thinking that she's a star and you're not. You are a household name, black woman. You are a household name, black midlife woman, in your own household. Just like me. I'm famous in my own household. Everybody knows my name in my household, right? Let's get confident. Let's exchange stories. Subscribe to me. Click like and click share. Do it. Share it with me. Share with me what's going on with the younger man and the older woman. What's happening? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Are they asking you out? Are you saying no? Are you asking you out and are you saying yes? Did you go out a few times? And maybe it's working out and you're thinking about making it a permanent relationship? Or did you go out a few times and you go, nah, I think I'll wait for the next young one. I'm open to it now. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Right? Or have you been in a long-term relationship for the past 20, 30 years with somebody who is 15, 20 years younger than you? Tell me about it. Subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Click like and click share so that we can all normalize this forbidden fruit. Because the guys have been having fun with their young women for years. And we are happy for them. We are happy for the older man who loves his younger woman. We were young once, and we're happy for those younger women. But we want our own too. And we can get it. We can get it, baby. We can get it. It's just that we haven't been allowing ourselves to get it. And now is our time to get it. Because somebody wants it. And they want it bad. They're looking at it and they're loving it. And they want it. And after they want it and they get it, they're going to need it. So let me know how it's going. Let's talk about the positive side of the younger man and the older woman. Especially from my black women and my women of color. Everybody can chime in, but I would love to hear from my black women. Because that's who I know. That's who I am. I wish you the best of luck. And I wish you the best of romances. With love and devotion flowing over. Until next time, say yes. If you're thinking about it, go out. It's not marriage, it's dinner. This is where we encourage each other to be brave about it. All it is a date, and then see where it goes from there. This is The Gap, and I am your gapstress, your gapessness, and this is my channel, The Gap. See you next time.